Michelle. Remember, we're going to discuss about colonization in Uganda and I'm going to research colonial history in Uganda. British colonization of Uganda began around 1866. In 1888, Britain assigned political and economic power over the region to British East Africa Company by royal charter. The company control over the area was consolidated in 1891 when a treaty was signed with the Buganda, the then area principal kingdom. In 1894, the British government assumed power, declaring Uganda a protectorate. This protectorate was expanded in 1896 to include areas of Nyoro, Toke, and Bugoso. Colonial rule altered the economic system dramatically because Britain's principal concern was financially. The British Commission of Uganda in 1900, Sir Sally H. Johnston, had orders to establish an efficient administration and to levy taxes as quickly as possible. He approached the chiefs in Uganda with offers of employment in the colonial administration in exchange for their collaboration. Okay. The main concerns of the chiefs, whom Johnston later characterized in demeaning terms, lay in preserving Uganda as a self-government entity containing the royal line of the Kabakas. After hard bargaining, the chiefs ended up with all their demands satisfied, including half of all the land in Uganda. The remaining half was ceded to the British and the Crown land was later found to cover largely by swamps and bushes. Johnston imposed taxes on huts and guns, designated the chiefs as principal tax collectors, and generally fomented the continuing alliance of British and Uganda interests. The Baganda immediately offered their service to the British as administrators over their recently conquered neighbors, an offer which was attractive to economically minded colonial administration. Baganda agents served as local tax collectors and labor organization in areas such as Kigezi and Bunyoro. Whenever they went, the Baganda insisted on the dominance of their language, which was the Buganda. They planted bananas, that's their economic activities, regardless of their own traditional dresses, which was the long cotton grounds called the cows. The people of Bunyoro who had fought the Buganda and the British were particularly aggrieved by their domination. A section of their land had been annexed to Uganda as lost countries. They resented having to obey orders by the Baganda administrators, having to pay taxes and furnishing upon labor. In 1907, the Banyore rose in a rebellion called the Nyagire, or which is also called the Refusing, which led to the withdrawal of the Uganda agents. In 1901, the completion of Uganda Railway from the coast at Mombasa to Lake Victoria, part of the Kisumu, led colonial authorities to promote the growth of cash crops to help pay the railway's operating costs. The railway also led to the 1901 decision to transfer the eastern section of the Uganda Protectorate to Kenya colony. They then called the East African Protectorate in order to keep the entire railway line under a single local colonial administration. When cost overran initially estimated in Kenya, the British justified its expenses and paid its operating costs by introducing the large-scale European settlement in a vast tract of land that came to be known as the White Highlands, which soon became a center of the cash crop agriculture. The advantage of this crop was quickly recognized by the Baganda chief, who recently acquired freehold estates, income generated by the cotton sales made by the Buganda kingdom compared to the rest of the colonial in Uganda. By the beginning of the World War I, cotton was being grown in the eastern region of Bugoso, Dando, and Teso. Many Bugandans spent their new earnings on important clothing, bicycle, metal roofing, and even automobiles. They also invested in their children's education. Christian missions empathized literary skills, and African converts quickly learned to read and write. By 1911, two popular monthly journals, Ebifa and Muno, which was also known as Your Friend, was being published in Uganda, supported by African funds. New schools in Uganda were soon graduating classes at Membo High School, St. Mary's, Kisobi, and King's College. The chief minister of Uganda Kingdom, Sir Apollo Kagwa, personally awarded a bicycle to the top graduates at King's College, Budo, together with the promise of government jobs. Having suffered the population declines in era of conquest as well as losses due to diseases, the diseases were particularly sleeping sickness epidemic in 1900 to 1906. Two issues continued to cause grievances through 1930s and 1940s. The colonial government strictly regulated trading. That's my presentation on becoming the second.
Yes, morning class. I'm Maurice. We're taking you through the colonial history of Uganda, and as explained earlier by the presenter who came before me, Uganda was colonized by Britain. So I'll just take you through some points. So number one, I'm talking about the exploration and arrival of the European. During the exploration regime, the European nations were highly protesting to have these African nations under their control. So we have the explorers such as the John Hanning Speke and Harry Morton Stanley who explored the region in the mid 19th century, linked to increased European interest in Uganda. Number two, there was establishment of British protectorate, where in 1894 Uganda became a British protectorate under the control of the British government, following agreement and treaties with local leaders. Then number three, there was resistance and rebellion, where Ugandans resisted the colonial rule through various forms of protest, including armed resistance and movements such as Uganda revolts of the 1897 and the Uganda marches in 1886. However, these rebellions were ultimately suppressed by the British. Another thing, we talk about the independence. Whereas Kenya began our independence 12 December 1963, Uganda gained their independence from Britain on October 9, 1962, under the leadership of Prime Minister Milton Obote, and that marked the end of the colonial rule in Uganda and the beginning of a new era of self-governance.
Hi everyone, my name is Naomi Mizani. I'm going to take you through struggle for independence in Uganda. Struggle for independence in Uganda was marked by various movements and leaders seeking to free the country from British colonial rule. Key figures such as Milton Obote, Apollo Milton, and Yoweri Museveni played a significant role in Uganda gaining independence on October 9, 1962. In 1949, the Baganda rioted, burning down the houses of government chiefs. The riots had three demands. Demand number one, the right to the export sales of cotton. Number two, the removal of Asian monopoly over cotton Guinea. Number three, the right to representation in local government in place of the chiefs appointed by the British. In 1947, the Uganda African Farmers Union was formed, but later it was banned by the British authorities. Musazi Uganda National Congress replaced the Farmers Union in 1952. Sir Andrew Cohen set about preparing Uganda for economic and political independence. He removed restriction on African cotton Guinea, resigned Uganda Development Cooperative to promote and finance new projects. Opposition to government Cohen's reform was further inspired by a speech by Secretary of State speech in London in 1963 that considered the possibility of a federation between the three African territories of Erie, Uganda, and Tanganyika. That's the end of my presentation. I welcome the next presenter.
Hello everyone, I'm Dennis Kiprech and I'll be taking you through the post-colonial challenges in Uganda. And point number one, we are going to talk about the governance issues. So we are saying Uganda experienced a turbulent post-colonial period marked by political instability, including military coups and dictatorship under leaders like Idi Amin and Milton Obote. Point number two, we are talking about the ethnic tensions. The legacy of colonialism, uh, ethnic tension, leading to conflict between different ethnic groups, notably between the Acholi people and the government forces. Point number three, economic struggles. Uganda faced economic challenges post-independence, including issues with corruption, mismanagement of resources, and the effects of structural adjustment programs imposed by international financial. Point number four, we are talking about the human rights abuses. Post-colonial Uganda witnessed significant human rights abuses, including mass killing, disappearance, and political repression under various regimes. Another point is on socioeconomic disparities. The country struggles with widespread poverty, unequal distribution of wealth, and limited access to basic services such as healthcare and education, exacerbating social inequalities. Point number six, external interference. Uganda also faced challenges from external actors, including neighboring countries and international powers, influencing its internal affairs and exacerbating conflicts within its borders. Uh, this marks the end of our presentation. Thank you for your listening.